Hello again, welcome back to the Fire Burns Within channel. Time for another anniversary review. Iced horror show turns 20 on the 26th of June. So how does it stand up 20 years from its release date? Now I must admit I was quite a big fan of this album when it came out. You know, it was one of my favourites from Iced Earth's discography or catalogue. I really love this one. I love the themes, love the songs. So I haven't listened to it for donkey's years, but you know, when you get a 20th anniversary, you get a chance to re-listen and check out and re-rank and decide on a new ranking after 20 years. Okay, let's just get on with this. Track 1 is called Wolf. First thing to notice is the great bass playing from Steve DiGiorgio. Production sounds really quite good, solid, crunchy. This song has got a very cool gallop. It's got the typical Iced Earth gallop, I call it. You know, nice backing vocals from on the chorus from John Schaefer. This is a good start, you know. This is Iced Earth doing what Iced Earth does best. So 8 out of 10 for this track. Track 2 is called Damien. It's the longest track on the album. This is quite a slowish track. It's got a bass at the beginning. Then there's choirs starting to make it that, give you that spooky feeling, to do with the devil child, of course, Damien. It's a dark and heavy track. This was quite a little bit sort of dirgy and doomy for me. It was quite hard going. It's got good crunch, good mood, but I found this song quite hard going on this occasion after so long not listening to it. So just a 7 out of 10 for Damien. Track 3 is called Jack. This is a very fast, thrashy, speedy riff to start. Very chunky feel once it settles down. Not a bad tune, but not quite as good as I remember it from the past. But not bad. 7.5 out of 10. Track 4 is Ghost of Freedom. This is an acoustic ballad. I think this is the only song that's not to do with the theme of characters or from horror and so on. Guitars mainly stay quiet as the song is acoustic, but eventually the guitars kick in for the chorus. This song is not bad, but it's just not, I don't know, it didn't really float my boat. I prefer the ballads on, say, the Something Wicked This Way Comes album compared to this. So I really couldn't rate this very highly at all. 6.5 out of 10. Track 5 is called Imhotep, Pharaoh's Curse in brackets. It's got a Middle Eastern motif to go with the Egyptian theme. The verses have a steady chugging riff in the background. The song is sadly a touch boring. It didn't really excite me. Not blessed with a very cool chorus, very memorable chorus. The solo, however, is very cool. It's a really cool, nice solo. So just about move it up to a 7 out of 10. Track 6 is called Jekyll and Hyde. Starts off acoustically, a nice galloping riff, thunders into view. One of the better songs, reminds me of the opener Wolf. Some nice fretless bass as always from DiGiorgio. It's got a great solo. Chorus could have been a bit more memorable, but it's okay. This is a solid track overall, so 8 out of 10 for Jekyll and Hyde. Track 7 is called Dragon's Child. It's got a mid-tempo riff to start. It's a pretty moody song. Barlow sounds very melodic on this song. He sings sort of more in his lower range. Decent chorus on this one. The solo is again very cool. Yeah, it's a good song, not amazing. 7.5 out of 10. Track 8 is Transylvania. This is a cover of Iron Maiden's song. I'm not going to rate this song, but I love this cover version that they did. If I was going to rate it, I'd give it 8.5 out of 10, but it doesn't get a rating because it's not an original song. So just mention it as being a good song, but not going to be rated. Track 9 is Frankenstein. This is another moody track, thumping heavy riffs, backing spoken vocals from John Schaefer on this one. A steady track, dark themes again, of course with Frankenstein the monster. Cool solo on this one. The song itself is a little unexciting mostly. It really didn't do a lot for me, so just a 6.5 out of 10. Track 10 is Dracula. Starts off with Barlow crooning over an acoustic guitar, more very cool fretless bass from Steve DiGiorgio. Then it gets heavy. Barlow starts coming in with some very aggressive high notes. Soon we're off on that very cool famous Iced Earth gallop that they often use. I like songs like this over the moody tracks, the tracks where they sort of get emotional and dark. I always prefer a song like this, get on the horse, strap your sword on, let's get into battle. I love the midsection of this song. It's got a killer riff in the background, Barlow screaming in his best fashion. The chorus is really cool on Dracula as well. This is a much more inspired song, so I rated this one at 8.5 out of 10. The final track on the album is The Phantom Opera Ghost. It's an epic one. It's almost the longest, not quite. Damien is a bit longer. It's got a great melodic start, and straight off the bat we've got a female singer involved in this song, obviously playing the part of the female in the Phantom of the Opera. This song is really cool. It's got a good gallop. Her vocals are really good. They mix really well with Barlow's. It's got that lovely gallop. It's got lovely riff patterns in this one. It sounds inspired. I wish some of the other songs had the inspiration of this song. I love the quiet midsection with Barlow and the female singing alternate lines. I think this was my favourite track from memory before, and it's still my favourite track now. I really did enjoy this song. I love the riff that comes crashing in later on, when it's got that quiet acoustic little backing, and then this hammering galloping riff comes in and it sounds really awesome. So this is the kind of track that I love Iced Earth doing. So really enjoyed this one. 9 out of 10, and the best song on the album in my opinion. Okay, thoughts overall on this album. On this listening after 20 years, I found it to be an up and down affair. Sometimes decent, sometimes very inspired, sometimes pedestrian, lacking in ideas. It's got a good sound, the production is acceptable, bass playing is awesome, of course, from Steve DiGiorgio, but obviously it didn't last long as John Schaefer kicked DiGiorgio out because the egos clash and so on. And I think I remember John Schaefer saying if he had time he would have re-recorded all the bass parts himself, but it was too late because the album had to go to press. So after 20 years, the album's luster, some of the magic has worn off. It just doesn't quite have as good a feeling as I remember it having. Based on the average of all my scores per song, I give this a 7.55 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. It seems about a fair score. In the past, I would have definitely given this an 8.5 out of 10. On the first hearing, way back in 2001, and I would have heard it straight away, and I bought it obviously as well. So I loved it at the time. Some of the love has worn off. I can see that You know, some parts of it are a touch meandering. Like I said, it's not fully engaged, fully inspired, but it is a good album. It's a solid album. I like the themes. There's a couple of really great songs. So I really, you know, I recommend it if you haven't heard Iced Earth, but most Iced Earth fans have heard it. And I think this album is sort of quite well loved, but not by all. And I think it's sort of a mixed bag, if you will, on you know, on a new listening experience. So that's my opinion on this one, on its 20th anniversary. What do you Iced Earth fans think of Horror Show? Let us know in the comments. Okay, stay tuned for more.